Hi, welcome to Dressage Enlighten Us Online. I'm Leanne Williams. Today we're in our second day of training with this little Andalusian mare. She's a 5-year-old mare and she's come to Avoca Park for 4 weeks training, 4 to 6 weeks training. And she has no major problems that the owner's unhappy with, but we're just going to develop her basic training and educate her into walking and moving in a posture that's more conducive with being ridden, and it's going hopefully to give her longevity in her career. So yesterday we started with the education to the Cavesson, and that went very, very well. So she was a little bit anxious at the start. Now we're going to move forward with that already. She's taking some deep breaths. We're going to move forward with that this morning and still work on the lengthening of the neck, and we're going to be incorporating also starting to ask her to move, so add the locomotion in. So my first exercise that I'm going to ask her to do is to lengthen the neck to the Cavesson, to the pressure of the Cavesson. Once again, I'm doing it with an open palm, and they'll give you all sorts of responses. So what we're wanting is to lose the negative response, which is what she's given me, and to just quietly lengthen that neck, yes, and then stretch it. As she does the stretching, I'm looking for her to release the muscles at the base of her neck here so that she comes all loose, and that gives me the information that we're starting to switch on the carrying muscles. Now, the other thing I'm looking for is that when I lengthen the neck, I don't make an impact on her front legs. So that time when I lengthened it, she stepped forward to balance herself over her left shoulder. So I'm just going to quietly. Andalusians are generally very sensitive horses and quick thinking horses, so I only have to use very, very light aids with her to get a response. And if she wiggles around, that's okay. I'm just going to follow her and keep her head and neck directly in front of her shoulders. So as she moves here, I'm saying, yep, that's okay. But you can move around, and we're looking for her to maintain that straightness. Good. And then when I ask for the stretch, that I get the stretch. That was fabulous. Good girl. And they'll soon pick that up. It generally takes no period of time at all for them to start to respond to that aid. So yes, she may get a little bit agitated again. Then I just follow her around and say, yes, sweets, that's okay. But we're still teaching park, relaxation, patience. Good. And as we're teaching those things, we're also asking for her to do something elastic with her body, which is initially, you see, I did the stretch. The first thing that she did was bring her left leg forward. Good. So I just quietly keep asking her here. Great. Very good. She shifted a little bit over the sternum as she lengthened her neck. Good, but not enough that she needed to move her legs. So we give her a little reward here, and this is where we're heading, that she can, no matter what happens, that I can just lengthen her neck. I can let the relaxation endorphins kick in. Yes, good girl. Don't want the wiggling. And I ask for the stretch again. Once we get her to stop contracting, you can see how she's shortening her neck up. If I'm sitting on top of her, the shortening of the neck is very, very difficult, if not impossible, to countercorrect. Good girl. Well done. Now I'm going to assess whether I can ask for some right bend. So I'm going, there goes the legs again. So we're still teaching her to be able to have an independent head and neck from her body. Good. And the length. No, there's the body coming with the neck. There's the body coming with the neck. There's the body coming with the neck. I want the body to be able to stay upright. Yeah, good girl. And she's got to contract and activate, switch on her core muscles to stop herself from tipping forward. Good, there's the mobility of the jaw. Now I'm going to see if I can get some right bend. Good. Now I go back to the stretching. As soon as she changes, yeah, good. As soon as she changes the exercise, which is she's changing it by moving, she's back on that left shoulder again. That's interesting. She keeps putting that left front leg forward. Good. No. Impacted on the legs. Very good. Very good. Yeah. She's just got to settle and relax. Good girl. And it's hard. You know, she's out with the other training horses and everybody's a bit vocal this morning. So there's not much training. She's only here. This is her second day here. So we're still settling into the environment. But all these things are going to happen in her home. She's going to be taken away from home, and we need to be able to give the owner some tools that when it all gets a little bit overwhelming, she's got some tools that she can use that the horse knows the desired response. Good. Good. And we're going to wait again. Good. And we're going to lengthen. Yeah. Well done. There you go. Good girl. There's a big breath with that lengthening. And I'm going to ask for quietly the right bend. Much better. Good girl. And now I'm going to ask for the left bend. So what we're doing now, developing lateral flexibility with her head and neck staying independent of her body. Good. Her hind legs are in a good position, her front legs are in a good position. I'm looking for her front legs to be 90 degrees to the ground. So if I dropped a plumb line from the middle of her shoulder, it should travel down the middle of her forearm, middle of her knee, middle of her cannon bone, middle of her fetlock, and to the back of the coronet band. Yeah, we've got a little bit of patience. We are going to let her walk in a minute. Good, there's the chew, there's the stretch. She sort of takes control of the stretch a little bit, so I'll get into control. I'm still using a very light open palm. There's nothing demanding here. I'm not making her feel like she has to do it, but I want to teach her that she wants to come with me. Good. A little bit of pressure release, good girl. And the independence. I'm looking, there's a slight head tilt there. That will be corrected once we get to the bridle work. Yeah. And I'll stretch her again. No, that was her shoulders coming with the stretch. And gently press, release. Good girl, good girl. Okay. Now from this, we're going to start to ask her to walk in a circle. So I'm going to bring her forward with a touch on the rib cage with the whip. And what I'm wanting to see is that I can quietly stretch that neck away. Good. Good. And I'm going to take this circle to the long side. And then the wall on the long side will help me keep control of that outside hind leg, which is her right hind leg at the moment. Good. Now, why I love this exercise is at the same time I'm exposing her to every corner of our arena while asking that she maintain the posture. So we're going to just walk quietly, then stretch, stop, and then stretch. Good. Then walk on. See, she lifted her neck slightly as she walked. So once again, I'm going to ask her to stop, balance her. So I want the front legs straight. Good. Lengthen the neck. So I'm bringing in other levels of anxiety just simply because she hasn't been around the arena, and I'm asking her to stay focused. Her front legs are very connected to her neck, stretching. Good. And now I'm going to ask her to walk on. Great. So we're looking for the balance. Now she's pushing my left elbow past my body. I know she's walking faster than me. Whoa. Good. There's the mobility of the jaw. Looking for the stretch and the walk on. I am losing a little bit of the lateral balance, but at the moment we first of all work for the longitudinal balance. Good. And the stretch and the walk on. The lateral balance, it's a bit like a car fishtail. Oops, let her have a cough. Is that we need to accelerate out of that to create more straightness. Good. Not put the brakes on. Good, same thing here, so I'm very quietly stopping. She's very sensitive, so I hardly have to do anything. Oh. So the sensitivity means that she doesn't actually push that hard either. Good, but she does need to keep being, yeah, there's the shortening of the neck. Lengthen, good, she balanced her own legs up that time. And lengthen. Shortening of the neck. And lengthen. Good. And shortening of the neck. Oh. And oh. Good. And lengthen. There you go. Good. She's got to keep teaching her to have that head and neck independent. Good. There's the breathing. Now she's pushing me. And rebalance. Good. Lengthen. And walk. Well done, sweets. And my reward to her, I'll talk to her quietly, she hears my voice, but my reward to her is the correction stop. Good, as she gives me desired posture, and she's pushing me, and the lengthen, good, and the walk. As she gives me the desired posture, which is one of relaxation, my aid stop now, she's pushing me, good, and the walk. And she's pushing me, good girl, and the walk. Now she's not going to have seen our mirror yet, so I don't know whether she's seen any mirror, so we'll just wait and see. Good. And she's pushing me, and we stop, and we lengthen. Good. Oops, there's the mirror. Oh my goodness. Don't think she's seen a mirror before, she's pushing me. Good girl, look at you. And the lengthen. Good, and the walk. Oh. And the stop. Lengthen, good. And the walk. So we're teaching her straight away, if we're going to do a dressage test, the free walk and a long rein, that she can hold her balance. Yes, that it's possible. Good girl, and stop. It's not a natural thing for the Andalusians to lengthen their necks. They're sensitive, quick-thinking horses, clever horses. Oh, she's length, yeah, good. And lengthen, good, and walk on. A little bit looking down into the paddocks, steady. It is downside of having an open-sided arena. It's also the beauty of having an open-sided arena, is that we get to work on the concentration. We can put them in foreclosed walls, but outside influences don't come into the work. Good, this is much better. She's just a little bit, but I'm able just to, with an open palm still, it's too much to be able to slow her down. Good. Very good. And rebalance her while she's walking. Good. This is great. So there's a little bit of wiggling you'll see left and right. That's your longitudinal balance. I'm not getting involved in that at the moment. My first job is the lateral balance. Good. Very good. And now I've just exposed her to the whole arena out of her right eye. I'm going to do a half a circle here, slow, lengthening the neck. Good, lengthening the neck. And then we're going to go back the other way. And we're going to expose her to the arena the other way. Good girl. Now we'll see a different kind of longitudinal balance, or lack thereof, coming around this way. That's it. We'll still stay focused on that. Hold. Good. 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 Just don't do that. And stop. We're going to stop. She's pushing my right arm. And you'll also see that she's pushing her right shoulder quite considerably to the right while bending to the left. Just having a look down into the car park. And lengthen. Good. Good. And I'll just, as she lengthens the neck, I'll be able to a bit more straighten up her right shoulder to keep it directly in front of her head and chest. Good. 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 Very good, steady. And again, keep it in front of her head and chest. Good, steady. Yep, she's getting a little contracted. Good, and the walk. Good. Steady. Steady. Once again, she wants to shorten her neck up. Yeah. Good, and walk on. And she wants to shorten her neck up. Good. Straight body on. Well done. And she wants to shorten her. Good girl. And lengthen. No. Good girl. And lengthen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And we'll stop, rebalance. And lengthen. And we're going to stop, rebalance. Yes, not pushing. And lengthen. Good. And walk. Good. And stop and lengthen. And stop and lengthen. Good. And stop and lengthen. She's a little bit nervous by the mirror. Good girl. And the walk. Fabulous. Whoa, whoa. Stop and lengthen. Good. And walk. Super. Oh, stop and lengthen. Yeah, stop and lengthen. So everything's really quiet. Good. Fabulous. Good. 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 Good girl. Good. And then, yes, well done. Good, and lengthen. Well done. So we're still calm now. I'm doing nearly within the pace. Straightening her up that right shoulder. Good. Whoa. Good. And straight and length. Good. Very good. One more session. I think she'll have this. We're straighter. Good. We're longer. We're breathing. Whoa. She's still testing her boundaries a little bit with the pushing. Good. When you've walked in a certain way for a certain period of time, it's habitual. Good. This is always a test. We take the wall away. Great. See what happens. Good. She drops the right shoulder, left hind leg. What does that tell me? It tells me that she's a left bend horse. Good. Well done, there's a nice stop. So that's this little mare's session on her second day, and we'll be progressing forward in the next couple of days a little bit more with the Cavesson work until we can move forward to the lunging.